Would you be interested in playing one of the most simple but fun and strong characters that Fatal Fury City of the Wolves has to offer, that will also teach you the fundamentals of the game and will be easy to pick up? Then look no further than Terry Bogard. Terry is a great character to learn how to play this game. I've been seeing a lot of people struggling, so if you are having a hard time learning Fatal Fury, I recommend you to pick up this character. And in this video, I'm going to teach you how to play him, going from his neutral game, his pressure, how to actually execute his game plan, and also some of his best combos. So let's get into it. Now, the first thing you gotta understand about Terry is his neutral and how to execute it. It's very binary, so it's easy to understand. Terry wants to basically move between doing neutral skip tools like crack, shoot, and burn knuckle, or using fireballs to control the screen. And of course, you can mix in between those two with system mechanics like red blow, super jumps, short hops, and stuff like that. But the strongest options that Terry has to play neutral is neutral skips, crack, shoot, burn knuckle. And why is that? Well, because one, crack shoot, depending on the spacing, can be even plus on block or 0, so it's basically anyone's turn, which is great for Terry when he's up close. And also, not only that, but when you get a counter hit with crack shoot or burn knuckle, you can get a full combo. So Terry is at his best when he's basically neutral skipping the whole round. You can of course change that to fireballs or the general system mechanics if you need to, because maybe the other guy is punishing you for doing too much neutral skipping, so you have to be mindful about that. But if you're getting the opportunity to throw crack shoot, to throw burn knuckle and don't get punished, just do it, because when you get that counter hit, you're gonna hit like a truck. So that is basically how you play neutral with Terry. It's a very binary game plan, super simple, but it's based on adaptation. So my biggest advice for new Terry players is to basically use the first round of every fight to kind of gather data and see which type of player is your opponent. Are they patient enough to anti-air maybe your crack shoots, so you start getting punished for using neutral skips, and maybe they get a full BMB on you just because you use crack shoot, because in this game you can break the piece and get a full combo. So you have to be mindful about that and maybe diversify your neutral if the other guy is punishing you for doing too much neutral skips, because those are your best options. So use fireballs, use sharp hops, super jumps, red blow, and also run. Terry has a run, so he's super fast on the ground, so maybe you can have a more grounded game plan and it's not gonna punish you because you move super fast. You can also use EX burn knuckle and then cancel it into EX crack shoot, because you're basically plus on block when you do that, and it covers a ton of space from the screen. So there's a ton of things that you can do to play neutral with this character. Just be mindful about which type of opponent you're facing. So now let's talk about pressure. If we are already in the face of our opponent, maybe we got a successful crack shoot, a successful burn knuckle, or maybe we got an EX fireball and then we get Okies or we run into our opponent. What should we do now? How can we get the most of our up close pressure and get a full combo with Terry? Let's actually repeat that sequence, because my first advice is going to be to use close jab. Close jab is +2 if I'm not mistaken. It's a great tool and super easy to use, so it's great for beginners. And you can do close jab and then run for a grab if you think they're gonna respect, or use red blow, or you can do close jab and then press a button. So in that sense, you can get a full combo just like you saw on the screen. It is a great tool to use. I don't see many people using close jab with Terry. It's a great option. And I think that if you simplify your game plan, you're gonna have a lot of success at the start, and then you can learn like more expert options. So start using close jab first. It's a great option. Another thing you can do is basically use a ton of EX moves, because you're plus after some of them. And the thing is, it is good, but it is interruptible. So I think that over time, using close jab is actually going to be much more reliable than using, for example, EX burn knuckle into EX crack shoot, because in between those two EX moves, they can super, they can do a DP, they can also just defend and guard cancel. So it is actually, I believe, a much more better idea to get used to using close jab, because over time it's probably going to be a better option. Now, please remember though that you can cancel EX moves into red blow, because sometimes you're gonna have a situation like this in which people use red blow to stop your pressure, but you can do your own. So remember that, it's very important. Then more sequences of plus frames that are super good is to use close heavy punch into forward heavy punch and then do a feint, forward feint specifically, and you get, like a fake fireball, and you're +3, which is very good. And with that, you can get even more offense going, of course. So that's the first option. And you can do, for example, after the feint, heavy punch and the tackle, because heavy tackle is plus. Okay, so that is very, very strong. Of course, this is not like real pressure. It can be interrupted with reversals and stuff like that, but it's still good. You also have the crack shoot +1 if it's EX, and then you can do heavy sequences of pressure like this, in which if they don't interrupt it, you're plus again and again and again, because you do feint, then you do EX move that is plus, then another button, then for example heavy tackle, and your plus, which is super strong. So if you want to overwhelm people, you can do this, but it can technically be interrupted. Oh, and you can also use close heavy kick. It's plus on block, and it's also a combo starter, so take that into account also. But now that you know how to play neutral with Terry, how to use his vast pressure tools and overwhelm your opponent, and what is his game plan, I'm gonna show you a ton of combos and BNB so you can get the damage going, because a part of Terry's identity is very high damage and also counter hit special move combos. So let's get into the combo guide.